Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I've got some exciting news to share today, especially for those of you who are in need of extra financial support. You may have heard about the new £319 weekly payment being introduced by the Department for Work and Pensions, DWP. This payment is generating a lot of buzz and could be a game changer for so many people, but what exactly is this £319 weekly payment? How can you get it, and more importantly, who qualifies? Stick around, because I'm going to break it all down for you and let you know exactly how this massive increase in support could make a big difference in your life. So, let's start by understanding what this payment is. The new £319 weekly DWP payment is a recent initiative designed to provide additional financial support to individuals who are struggling to make ends meet due to the rising cost of living. With the inflation rate and energy prices skyrocketing, many people are finding it increasingly difficult to cover their basic living expenses. This payment is essentially a lifeline for people facing financial hardship. The £319 is a substantial weekly sum that could really help cover your rent, groceries, energy bills, and more. Now, the question you're probably asking is, why has the government introduced this payment? Well, the reason is clear: people are struggling. Whether it's due to inflation, high utility bills, rising rent costs, or even the aftermath of the pandemic, many households across the UK are finding it hard to cope with the financial pressure. This £319 per week is part of a broader effort by the government to provide relief for those in desperate need, especially for people who are facing serious challenges like illness, disability, or living in low-income households. What's particularly exciting about this payment is that it's not just another round of universal credit or job seekers allowance. This is a targeted payment designed specifically for individuals and families who are finding it difficult to get by in these tough times. So, if you've been struggling financially, this could be the boost you need. But, of course, the big question remains: who exactly qualifies for this £319 weekly payment? Well, the eligibility criteria are important to understand if you're hoping to receive this support. First off, it's available to people who are already receiving certain benefits, including universal credit, employment and support allowance, ESA, or other types of income-based support. This is because the government is trying to focus on those who already need financial assistance and provide them with a boost. If you're receiving one of these benefits, there's a good chance that you could qualify for the £319 weekly payment as well. But that's not all. If you're working, but you still aren't making enough to meet the basic costs of living, you may also qualify for this payment. This is especially important for people who are in low-income jobs or those who don't earn enough to cover their rent and other necessary expenses. The government knows that not everyone in need of support is unemployed, and so they've extended eligibility to low-income workers as well. Another group that will benefit from this payment is people with disabilities or long-term illnesses. If you're unable to work because of a health condition or disability, you may be eligible for this weekly payment, as it's designed to support those who are facing challenges beyond their control. Whether you're living with a disability that impacts your ability to work or dealing with a long-term illness that's preventing you from earning enough, this extra financial support could make a huge difference. Similarly, people who are carers for family members or individuals with disabilities may also be eligible for the £319 payment. Caring for someone can be financially straining, especially when you're unable to work full-time because of your caregiving responsibilities. If you're a carer, whether for a child, a partner, or a parent, this payment could help you cover your expenses and ease some of that burden. So, if any of these categories apply to you, it's worth looking into whether you qualify for this new weekly payment. The next question, of course, is how much this payment is and how long you can expect to receive it. The good news is that the £319 is a weekly payment, and that's per person. If you qualify, you can expect to receive this amount every week. For many people, this will be a huge relief, especially for those who are struggling to cover their living costs. With energy bills constantly rising, food prices soaring, and rent steadily increasing, having an additional £319 each week can make a world of difference. And what's even better is that the payment isn't a one-off deal. This is an ongoing support mechanism. As long as you remain eligible, you will continue receiving this payment every week, which means you can rely on it for the foreseeable future. This stability could be exactly what many households need in order to regain their footing financially. The duration of the payment depends on your individual circumstances, but as long as you meet the eligibility criteria, you can expect this support to continue. Now, let's talk about how you can apply for this £319 weekly payment. The good news is that the application process is straightforward, especially if you're already claiming benefits from the DWP. If you're already receiving Universal Credit, ESA, or any other eligible benefit, the DWP will typically assess your eligibility for the new payment automatically. This means you don't need to submit a separate application if you're already on the system. However, if you're not yet receiving benefits but believe you qualify for the new payment, you'll need to apply through the official DWP website. The application process will involve filling out some basic information about your financial situation, any dependents you have, and any illnesses or disabilities you may be dealing with. It's always a good idea to have your financial documents and any relevant medical records on hand to make the process smoother. After submitting your application, the DWP will review your details and get back to you with a decision. If you qualify, you'll be notified of the exact amount you're entitled to and when you can expect to receive it. In most cases, the payment will be deposited directly into your bank account, and you should start receiving it within a few weeks. As with any new government program, there might be some waiting time for processing, but once everything is set up, you'll be receiving this payment every week. It's also important to note that if there are any changes in your circumstances, such as changes to your income, health, or dependents, you'll need to notify the DWP so they can reassess your eligibility for the payment. Now, I know what you're probably wondering: what could this £319 per week actually mean for you and your household? Well, the extra £319 a week could have a massive impact on your financial well-being. With the current state of the economy, this payment could help cover essential expenses like rent, utility bills, and food, which have all become significantly more expensive in recent years. It could even help you avoid going further into debt or having to make tough choices about what bills to pay. For people who are already struggling to keep their heads above water, the peace of mind that comes with this extra support is invaluable. Imagine not having to stress about paying your energy bill or worrying about how you're going to put food on the table. That's the kind of stability this payment offers, and for many, it could be a huge relief. Another benefit of this payment is that it's available to people who might not have qualified for other forms of support in the past. If you're someone who's been working hard but earning just enough to get by, this extra £319 a week could allow you to breathe a little easier. It's also worth noting that this support isn't just for people without jobs, it's for anyone facing financial hardship, whether you're employed or not. The UK government's goal is to support those who need it most, regardless of whether they're working or not. If you think you might be eligible, don't hesitate to apply for this incredible financial boost. I hope this video has helped clarify exactly what the new £319 weekly payment is, who qualifies for it, and how you can apply. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, don't forget to like this video, share it with anyone who might benefit, and subscribe to the channel for more updates on important news and financial tips. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe and take care, everyone.